Assalamu alaikum. Who are these kids? They flew me in. Wise Masjid flew me in for you guys. Do you understand this? You know how much money they spent? Because I only fly business class. Do you understand this? You guys don't get it, but thank you for your donations. It all made this possible. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. So they asked me to come speak tonight over here, obviously. Those are all jokes, but I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate everyone over here as well. Before we start anything, I just want you to say that make sure that you thank your parents for bringing you here. Because without your parents bringing you here and trusting the masjid and, you know, believing in the programming, just know that nothing of this would be possible. And obviously, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless the organizers of Wise Masjid and everything, because it's very rare to see masjids take a role in things like this. Not many do. The typical view of those who don't understand much or come from a different generation is like what you guys were doing. By the way, where's that guy and the kid in the green? Where's he? The 11-year-old. He's nasty. I think him. Skills. This kid's like really skilled. Him with the glasses, right? MashaAllah, yeah. But the thing is that a lot of times people don't understand that they saw this video streaming live on Facebook, they'd be like, Astaghfirullah, what are they doing in the masjid? And that's no way to think, but you can't blame them because they come from a different generation. They come from a time where this doesn't make sense. Playing Fortnite doesn't make sense. Playing Call of Duty and watching someone scream while you play because you're cheating doesn't make sense. You know? Doing Delhi Alley challenges don't make sense. They don't understand this. They don't understand this. The thing is that with your parents, you have to be a little more patient with them because they're just not going to understand you. Now, the reason I want to mention this, guys, and I promise you, I'm not going to hold you away from the pizza. My job is to stall until the pizza comes. Okay? So I'm going to extend this until the pizza comes. That's where I'm going to stop. Is it here? Okay, so we should just go. I'm joking with you. We're not going. Hold on. I'm not going to keep you away from the food. I promise. I'm going to be only maybe 5 to 10 more minutes. I promise. Something interesting about you guys is that you are currently qualified to be one of the special elite people under the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the Day of Judgment. Don't do that here, not right now. Okay? You are qualified currently right now to be under the shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's throne on the Day of Judgment. See, the interesting thing is this, and this is where a lot of people don't understand, this is where the other generation does not understand. One of the categories under Allah's throne on the Day of Judgment is a youth. Some people might not be qualified. No, I'm joking. Everyone's qualified, mashallah. The youth who grew up in the worship of Allah. Youth who were worshiping Allah from the young age, like you guys all. By the way, by show of hands, who prayed Salah just now with Isha and Maghrib and everything like that? Yeah, mashallah, almost everyone, right? Everyone who made it on time. That is you growing up in the worship of Allah. That is you growing up worshiping Allah. This is what you've seen. This is what you grew up with. You see your parents doing it. It's a beautiful thing. The next category after that is someone whose heart is attached to the masjid. You at this young age are associating positivity to the house of Allah. When you are going to be growing up, you're going to be remembering as you take the leads and the ranks of running this Saturday night buzz. Because Moeen is getting old. I don't know if you've noticed. Okay? He's getting older. He's not going to be able to run this forever. So one of you guys are going to have to take a spot. And when you take a spot, you're going to remember. You're going to get a little older. You'll be like, wow, mashallah, I remember when me and my friends, we used to play. I did that little feint move on him. I did the nutmeg. You're going to remember these things. You're going to associate positivity to the masjid. The older generation doesn't associate positivity. They associate a danda. You know what a danda is, yeah? A stick. That's what they associate to a masjid. And believe me, that's not a positive association. They remember that, oh, I gotta go there. They're gonna beat me with a stick, they're gonna smack my hands with a stick. That's what they would do. And that's what they associated with, but not you guys. You guys are growing up in a different generation, and when you think about the masjid, you're like, oh, mashallah, we used to play soccer, we used to play the squeegee thing, the squeegee game, you know, like, squeegee? Squeegee ball? Yeah. You know that, yes? Okay. It's not squash. Get him out. No. You're gonna grow up with positive memories Oh, I remember a brother came over here, we were playing video games over there, we played FIFA over there. This is today's version of helping you get your hearts attached to the masjid. This is all a part of the plan of Allah. But when it's time for salah, everything is put away. You guys got your serious face on and you're praying. That's what it's all about. And when this talk is over, I'm sure there's going to be some pizza, some more activities. This is positive association. So when you remember your childhood growing up in the masjid, you're going to be like, oh, mashallah, I used to play in the masjid. We used to do this, we used to wrestle, we used to play soccer. I call it soccer, we call it football, right? We used to do all these things. This is going to be a positive thing, and that's going to make you want to go to the masjid. So your heart's going to be attached to the masjid because you play these games and you have fun. And then on top of that, and I know there's some of you right now, not everyone came here by, because they wanted to. Some of you were like, oh, do I have to go? And your parents are like, you have to go. Or if you're with Shuaib, he just dragged you here, you have to go, right? He just brings people because he doesn't want to come, but you just have to go. You either came here by choice, inshallah, or you were forced, or someone said, just come, you're fighting your parents, no, I don't want to go, but you came. And you find out that a lot of you who did come over here tonight is because you have friends. By the way, does anyone know each other from here? By a show of hands, do you know someone from here? Do you see anyone that you recognize? Yeah. Right. For the most part. Nobody wants to know him. It's weird. Nobody wants to know him. Not him. Him. No one wants to know you. You should leave. The reason I'm saying this, guys, right now is because the other part after you have grown up in the worship of Allah, your heart is attached to the masjid. The next thing is having friends and loving each other for the sake of Allah. These things are so connected to each other because if you have good, positive friends over here, you would come to the masjid to see your friends after salah. Your intention is obviously to please Allah, pray to Allah, do all the right things. Your heart is attached to the masjid because you know, I'm going to do this in the masjid, it's going to be fun, we're going to have these activities, I'm going to see my mates over here, it's going to be fun times. These are the categories that help you under the shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's throne on the Day of Judgment. And you all are going to need it. You all are on such a beautiful trajectory right now. Trajectory is like when a thing is moving in a specific motion. So if you guys were kicking the soccer ball, and you were able to see the line that the ball got kicked in, that's a trajectory. You guys are on the right path at a young age. Not many have been this way. I haven't been this way. You guys are so blessed and lucky right now that you need to take advantage of this. You need to thank your parents. You need to thank people who are organizing these things because this is not traditional. Go to other masjids, they don't have nights like this. Believe me, some of you studied or went to different masjids, they don't do things like this. You need to be grateful to Allah. You need to be grateful to your parents who allowed you to come over here, who sent you over here. You need to be grateful for the organizers of the masjid as well, because they made this all happen. Last thing I'm going to leave you with, I promise, and then let's bring the pizza in, inshallah, is that you guys are doing something really weird right now. I'm going to be honest. This is weird. In a world right now where people are on Snapchat and putting on their story, like we were talking, maybe you're doing the floss challenge, maybe you're doing the Kiki challenge. You're too young for that. You can't drive, so you can't do the Kiki challenge, right? Maybe you're doing the Delia challenge, you're trying all these other things, right? In a place right now where you could have been home doing that, could have been home playing Fortnite, could have been watching your favorite YouTuber. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm your favorite YouTuber. Maybe you don't know me yet. We'll talk about that later, all right? Maybe you could have been home watching Netflix, watching Stranger Things, whatever you're addicted to watching, whatever that thing is on your phone, playing a specific game, whatever it is. You could have been doing that. You could have been home doing that. You could have been on your phone on a WhatsApp group or a messenger group or something and backbiting against people and making jokes about people and making memes about people and drawing on people's faces through like the clip arts and all that sort of stuff that you could do on Snapchat. You could have been doing all these things, but you're not, and that's weird. There's a lot of you right now who would never ever tell your friends where you spent your Saturday night because you're embarrassed. That's a reality. Some of you would never want your friends to know. You would be mortified. Mortified means you would want to like hide under a rock, right? You'd want to like die. Like, I don't want anyone to ever see me over here. Some of you would never want that because you wouldn't want someone to think that image of you. Oh, he prays, he goes to the masjid. He's such a loser, bro. Come on, you go to the masjid. When you get older, maybe. No. You guys are doing it right now. This is the right time to do it right now. You're getting good habits now so that when you get older, you're like me, you can accumulate all the hasanat, all the good deeds at a younger age so that when you're my age, or when you're his age, which is a very old age, okay, you can have a lot of good deeds to yourself, inshallah, in your bank account. You're depositing good deeds at a very young age right now so that when you're our age, you can spend it and be ready for the sake of Allah when you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're presenting these deeds to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which not many can say they've done. When you're with good friends, when you're with good people, time flies. Some of you didn't want to be here tonight, but somehow, whoa, it's already 10 o'clock? Time flew. When did that happen? And that's funny, that's exactly what happened to the youth of Surah Kahf. They escaped regular society. They were doing craziness over there. They were doing things that they didn't want to do. They said, you know what, we're going to start our own little group and we're just going to go and retire in the cave. We're going to have our little own club. We're going to do our own thing in the cave. And guess what? They fell asleep and they were with good company and time flew. Next thing you know, they're 300 years in plus some more. And they're like, whoa, how long have we been asleep? Because when you're with good company, time flies. And you're doing positive things, time flies. Before you know it, your parents are going to come and pick you up. Because when you're doing good things, when you're doing good deeds, when you're with positive company, time flies. So my biggest advice to you is make friends over here and promise each other to never break your friendship. Be friends until the rest of your life, as long as you all are in the same masjid, the same city, and even if you have to leave, somehow exchange numbers, stick with each other. But make friends over here that will last a lifetime. Because a good friend, like all of you are to each other, inshallah, like I am to you as well, will help you and remind you of what the true reality is, which is meeting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the day of judgment, and everything else that comes to follow with that. I appreciate you guys. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and guide you and keep you on the straight path for as long as you are alive, inshallah. I love you all for the sake of Allah. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure that you're following me on all social media platforms. Wayoflifesq, barakallahu feek, jazakallahu khair. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.